Hey guys, this is Brother Scott with the Potter's House, and I want us to take just a couple of minutes and look at a couple of scriptures together and maybe gain some understanding. And what I want us to look at is something that took place in many churches yesterday. There were churches all over the globe, all over the country, that celebrated Palm Sunday. I even saw a Facebook video where one church, and I'm sure several other churches, done the same thing. But they brought in palm branches. They waved the palm branches in the air in observance of Yeshua riding into Jerusalem before the Passover. Some, I believe, would call this his triumphal entry. Excuse me. But there's something that they missed, that even the Bible clearly tells us what date he rode into Jerusalem. And once you understand that, you'll understand that not only is the church off on their day of his resurrection, not only is the church off on the day of his crucifixion, but they're also off on the day that Yeshua rode into Jerusalem to be that Passover sacrifice. And so let's look at this. Let's go to John 12. I'm going to be using the complete Jewish Bible for this video. When Yahweh began to show me the feast days, the Sabbath, and things, the complete Jewish Bible was the Bible that I used. I did not know that there were other versions around that was geared more toward a Hebraic understanding. I don't use it so much anymore in my studies, but I do have a complete Jewish study Bible, too, like the commentary. It kind of gives it a Hebraic perspective all through the scriptures, all through the Bible. But I want us to go to John chapter 12 and verse 1. And it says, 6 days before Pesach, 6 days before Passover, Yeshua came to Bethania, Bethany, where Elazar, Lazarus, lived, the man Yeshua had raised from the dead. Okay, 6 days before Passover, Yeshua was in Bethany. He was at Lazarus' house. If we go to verse 12 of John 12, it says, the next day the large crowd that had come for the festival, talking about Passover, heard that Yeshua was on his way into Jerusalem. They took palm branches and went out to meet him, shouting, "Deliver us! Blessed is he who comes in the name of," and the complete Jewish Bible says Adonai, I'll say Yahweh, the King of Israel. So the next day, so the 6 days before Passover is going to be Aviv the 9th. Yesterday, on the Hebraic calendar, was Aviv 9, or the 9th of Aviv, or the 9th of Nisan. So that is not the date that Yeshua rode into Jerusalem. You see, they are a day early. The churches are with putting him even in Jerusalem. They said it was yesterday. The scripture tells us it was Aviv 10th that Yeshua rode into Jerusalem. Aviv 10th would be today. So he would have rode in like if he was here, it would be today, Monday. Is what the Aviv 10 falls on this year, not Sunday. But now let's go back and let's look at what the importance of this date is. And we can find that, the significance of this date, in Exodus chapter 12. It says, Yahweh spoke to Moshe and to Aaron in the land of Egypt. He said, you are to begin your calendar with this month. And it shall be the first month of the year for you. Talking about Aviv. Verse 3 says, speak to all the assembly of Israel and say, on the 10th day of this month, each man is to take a lamb or a kid for his family, one per household. So it was on the 10th that they picked the lambs for the Passover sacrifice. It was on the 10th that Yeshua rode into Jerusalem. It was on the 10th that those lambs were being led to the temple to be examined to make sure that they met the qualifications to be the Passover sacrifice. It would be from then until Passover that Yeshua would be examined by the religious folks of his day to see if he was truly fit to be that Passover sacrifice. You see, they say, why bother with understanding these appointed times, these feasts, these dates, these things that God gives us, that Yahweh gives us in the scripture? Why are they important? If you don't understand the feast days, you're not going to understand, number one, the book of Revelation. Your timing and everything is going to be off if you don't understand the feast days, and you're not going to see the importance. You're not going to see the importance in the reasoning that Yeshua rode in on Jerusalem on the 10th. When you understand all of these things, it takes an overlooked story in much of Christianity, misunderstood in much of Christianity. It makes it a very beautiful story unfold. When Yahweh tells Israel in Exodus, it's on the 10th day that you pick the lamb for the sacrifice. And then God, Yahweh in flesh, rides in to Jerusalem on that 10th day to offer himself as that Passover sacrifice. Something for you to consider, something for you to think about. Thank you.